Yo, hello there, Lord Coach Gaby here. So right now we are talking about the return of Kalista. Apparently it's a Hullbreaker, not Hullbreaker, but some of them do go Hullbreaker as well, mainly Heartsteel. Kalista players, they often go Lethal Tempo or Halo Blades. Now, the goal of Halo Blades is to pick it into squishy champs to win through the early game. Then Lethal Tempo more so against champs where you need a bit more DPS because they do have lane sustain, right? And that's where you want to have a bit more range, a bit more attack speed, right? So you have more DPS. Into some very durable champs like that, you kind of want to have DPS, right? Because that wouldn't be possible with Halo Blades, just because you don't have that attack speed, you don't have that attack range, you don't have that chasing power, and you will lack DPS, right? So that kill wouldn't happen without Lethal Tempo. So I wouldn't really be close-minded to a Lethal Tempo setup. But in here we can see the Heartsteel being builded. He already has a edge over the Queen. Now Queen been nerfed in the past, and unironically Kalista is a little bit better at bullying actually than Queen. It's just Queen has that E safety, right? But generally speaking, we can see like how much damage the Kalista does and how much does the Queen, right? The differences are quite significant. Kalista top is horrible news, no matter what you mean. Yeah, it's true, cause unless it's annoying to face, even though you can go even with her, right? It's always gonna be that annoying champion, right? But they also put 2 points in Therese, because their W is not very useful, because there is no ally champion, and even for a jungler it's very easy, I think, to play around the abilities, so sometimes you could use it in a tricky way against the Tri-Brush, but it's like... I feel like it's just like... It's easy to play around it, you know, but... So preferably shouldn't put a point in it, unless you get maybe level 3 gank, then the damage from the W would actually matter if your jungle ganks you and you of course like use your spear on him at the beginning of the game. Now he does get caught by Echo, by Yasuo, by Yumi, but we see this is a Hearstell Kalista. You guys see it correctly, it's a Hearstell Kalista. So Hearstell Kalista does what? He doesn't die. Right, so you got to remember, like, it doesn't matter how much damage you have on Kalista, if you die, you die. And in there that 800 HP really did save him. Because they sort of want to be actually like semi-tank as well, right? Like they have their bomb plating overgrowth, so cause like you don't want to be like one shot right in mid-late game, so you can actually deal with multiple classes in that way, right? I did play before a long time ago against the Hearstell Kalista, but I think it backfired for the guy, because I think I played a champion that dealt a lot of HP based damage, so it didn't really work for him. Back in Season 9, Kalista top is picked in LPL because of her no counter play laning phase. So, yeah, it's a thing, like most of the top laners don't know how to play around Kalista because it's not quite often picked, and her early game is also quite oppressive, so the Q sadly missed, but I think she can still salvage the situation. She did dodge the Q, extremely well played on her part, which just simply allows her to just pick up this kill on Queen. Even in here he has Halo Blades, no Halo Blades, actually Lethal Tempo, okay. I thought into squishy champs they do get Halo Blades, but apparently not in this case scenario. And he does actually, right, that this is how you play around the Jax. You can utilize your Q as well, because your Q gives you a bigger dash, but you see like, look at the differences, right? So obviously Kalista will have a bit of a CS advantage, and she does have boots and a dagger, so when Jax jumps in with his deep strike, right, obviously you want to always kite backwards into a Jax. So when Jax is in midair, he's already basicing. Jax wants to connect his E. Now the issue is that right now he has actually more movement speed than Jax, and he's at the edge of his E. And just because he brought boots, he actually gets to walk out of Jax's E, which is actually quite a big thing, so aim to get the boots into Jax as fast as possible. And because Jax did not have boots yet, it allowed Kalista to turn over the fight, and perhaps even... Does he kill him? He missed the Q. He did... it's a bit unlucky. Couldn't he just like use his flash and Q? Maybe if he utilized his flash Q. Something there. So his Q is still on cooldown, he does turn back. Did he miss his Q? I think he wanted to hit that Q, but I think it's a bit greedy because it did pierce through the minion way. No, it didn't really. It didn't really. So I think it could be a bit. Like in here, maybe he could like go for some type of flash Q, one more basic, or maybe like one more Q. He has 2 points in his Q, 2 points in E. Maybe that Q, if it connects, he has already a spear in Jax. Maybe that kills, I would say. So maybe a flash Q. I'm not sure if you can like Q flash on Kalista, but I think that would possibly kill the Jax. He has 2 points in both, no? Really easily, I think. But again, he's still in a good spot, so it does actually... He loves to do this, so against champs like Tryndamere, Jax and so on. This is actually a defensive way to play, to stack up a spears inside of a minion that could die really easily to your Q, 3 points in Q, right? Because if they jump in, they're gonna be heavily punished. Just because the Q will pierce through the minion, it will hit the Jax. And that will allow you to go for a really good short trade. But this could also like allow you to maybe go for a potential poke. If you get some type of openings that... And here he didn't really manage to do that. He did give up his Q, so Jax is looking for an opening. Kalista again did go for a basic attack, and she's trying to get out of Jax's E. Now in here he doesn't really manage it, sadly. Which is not a big deal, because Jax doesn't have more fuel right now. He doesn't have his ult, and it's just really all about that he doesn't have enough fuel to kill the Kalista, and Kalista will be able to... Does he have mana for a Q? Ooh. Okay, this champion doesn't have too much mana cost. I was wondering if he has enough fuel, mana, right, to get that QE off, but he did. It is essential to know how to proc the double rend. Oh yeah, double rend is very important to know, right? Because basically if you like basic attack, E and Q is in midair, the Q will also be procced, if I believe. But you can also just like reset your E. So for example, if a minion is about to die to your E, you can like basic attack and basic attack and basic attack the enemy champion, and then use rend, and then your E resets of the minion, right? That's kind of a cool thing. Because then you keep your E and you can bully for the... Ooh. And look, he even went for a Q, right? Wait, he didn't even press E. What? Oh, he bug abused. Don't know what we can bug abuse to E twice. Most don't know. Oh, most don't know. Wait, but what happened there? Did she use her E? I didn't even see. Did she basic attack a minion? So, spears are stacked in set. That's what we see. Okay, but why did she get 2 E's? So, she only hits the minions. Maybe the Q kills the minion because she has 5 stacks in her Q. Let's see. Oh, yes, makes sense. Okay, so, look guys, as I said, if her Q is in midair and you press E, that Q gonna proc her E as well, which is not really a bug. It banned forever in the game ever since she was released. So at this point it's not a bug, it's a mechanic. So basically this E, this Q I mean, will proc her E as well. Because if your Q was in midair, it will proc your E. Just watch. See? And now, yep, it does proc your E. And the first E always does more damage than the... No, the first E proc, the first basic attack always does a bit more damage than the subsequent ones, if I remember correctly. Double rend means proccing E twice at once by pressing Q and E simultaneously. Yes. So if Q is in midair, then you can do that, yes. Preferably before your Q arrives. Now, in here, oh fuck, I misclicked. So in here the Briar collapses with Aatrox, so let's see what happens. So he does actually advance forward, he does trade into an Aatrox. I played as on the Aatrox's side and it's kinda annoying to play into a Kalista. It's kinda like a Vayne actually, right? And so now what happens in here is very simple. She does face check into the Briar, and so what happens, Briar charges in. But then he gets jumped on by Jarvan, you know. And then he ults the Jarvan, and then basically Jarvan ults as well, goes back. And they manage to pick up 1 kill, maybe she gets Triumph, she has Presence of Mind, my bad. And, ooh, she gets to kite out, ooh, she kited them out really nicely. Maybe the recast of the Kalista ult was a bit early, that's what I'm thinking of, but I think in here she has a lot of kiting power, because lethal tempo is on. So that extra attack range matters a lot on a Kalista, that extra attack speed ooh, okay, close. We don't have to wait for auto to land to be able to apply E. Yes, that's also true. So mid-air basic attacks, mid-air Qs will proc your E if you use your E. See? So that's not too early. If you think that's too early, don't worry about it too much. That's not too early, but it takes some mechanic to learn Kalista's passive specifically. I would say like that I think that's something very important to watch out for. Oh, but she does, they do play very aggressively on Kalista. You can also go for sneaky Qs through the wave. And that can also, like, by the way, like, if you have like 3 spears or 2 spears on a minion, that will actually like push those two spears inside of the enemy champion, so you're gonna get a better short rate. That's also a cool thing to watch out for. So aim. Ooh, you saw that? You saw that? And insane. And now Hari also reset it because she killed the minion with Hari, I think. So now she will look for a Q and it's GG. It's GG. And so if a Jax gets outplayed early on, that kinda sucks because eventually I think Jax does scale better and Kalista Kalista, but if you fall for her early game, it's very bad if she outplays you, because then it takes longer and longer to eventually just outscale her. Kha'Zix does gank, but for what really? I feel like you're gonna jump in the Kha'Zix. No, I think he's tempted. Oh no, Kha'Zix, no! 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 You fall for it. You fall for it. Now, it's hard to not fall for it, right? But some champs are insanely punishing. They're hidden. It's kind of like Rumble. It's a bit hidden OP. They're all in, right? So you just die to it, you know, and you don't even expect it. 9 here, she does go for an aggressive move. She doesn't have points in her ult. Watch out, because her ult does nothing in 1v1s. If your jungler is not around, so he prefers to add an extra point in her combat abilities. So she actually does prefer to like put an extra point in QE, no ult, just because his jungler is not around. But again, like depending on the situation, you can definitely put a point in your ult, like ulting your jungle into the enemy, you know, ulting your Warwick into the enemy top. That's 100% helpful, you know, to get a really smooth, easy kill. Especially if Warwick presses E, you know, really smooth Kalista or into Warwick Fear, into Warwick ult. You can just like impale your target with spears after that. So level 1 he loves to, they love to invade, because like if you get the boots, if you get like any type of like bonus early items on Kalista, your opponent's lane is kinda over, because it's already shit to face a Kalista, but Kalista with an item advantage like boots or longswords, depends what you can go for in your matchup. It's really bad, you know, like it's really bad to give Kalista a early kill. So Ash got the kill, but she got the 300 gold. So as I said, she's gonna get boots, gonna get a dagger, right, or something. And it sucks, you know, when lane bullies get advantages like that, because it's very shit to fight them. Their spacing just becomes way too good with boots, Kalistas, right? And then it's just very bad to like fight her. But she does go Hearsteel, as I said before. Very impressive though, like how he plays Kalista, right? Because like you do have some damage out of this build, out of Heartsteel, but you mainly take it for the defensive stats, right? But you see, like Kalista likes to be in the middle of the fights, so she got actually quite a lot of sex. And the interesting thing about Heartsteel is, so many items in game are nerfed, specifically on range champs like Maw, Titanic Hydra, and so on and so forth. And Heartsteel specifically isn't. As an example, at the time Hullbreaker wasn't either, but now it is. That would be also super OP on Kalista, but now Hullbreaker is nerfed, so it gives low stats. It's a bit questionable if you wanna go for it, because the stats are very low right now. So basically that I will go, I don't know, maybe a Black Cleaver, maybe a good Black Cleaver, right, or something. She does actually get the whole plate at, oh, Deral doesn't bumps into it. That's also perfect, because then she gets to get the next tower. She does actually use control ward to D-ward. If you go Heartsteel first item, wait, what? Wait, what was the text? I didn't read the text. If we go Heartsteel first item, we would like damage and yeah, so we go Bork and yeah, that's what I would say as well. Like, I seen some of them rushing Heartsteel, but I'm like, you lose so much pressure without Bork. Like, Bork is just the perfect item for Kalista, for her playstyle. It even matches like team-wise, right? Like, it's a Shadow Isles item and she's a champion from Shadow Isles. So, basically, basically just like, lore-wise, it's accurate to get Bork, no? As well, matches her color team as well. So she does get ulted by a Nook. Nope. No one bothers to come and defend your spit as you're big of a headache. Yep. That's annoying, but what's also annoying that she's taking the tower, so it's kind of an ultimatum, right? Oh, I thought she gonna steal that, but she gets the heartsteel, she gets the Borg proc. She does execute him with E, okay. And we can see it's very impressive because Seth has no items. He's super behind, and Kalista has 2 items. He's at Drake. He's you know he's pushing out the waves, so Seth has no time to destroy the tower. So you kinda like wanna go to an objective preferably when you push out the lane. So he got 2 kills. Seth is nowhere. Seth is killing minions. Seth can't get the tower yet. Seth is scared now on who's gonna rotate on him because he's very behind. And then basically in here it's very simple. He just left the game. And very annoying, like I'm telling you, it's mentally frustrating to deal with the Kalista, but you gotta remember, you gotta be skilled, so I would say just normal game practice a little bit. Oh, why did it skip to a Nito video? So I would say like normal game practice a little bit. Say like play her in a normal game like at least like 5 times, I would say 5-10 times ideally, because you're gonna backfire. Like you won't be able to space correctly maybe a Darius, you get caught by it, you get all in, things gonna get awkward, set gonna QE you. Basically you just got to practice a bit your lane mechanics, at least your lane mechanics, so you actually like don't fall off to some matchups that you can beat, but if you mess it up, they're gonna beat you. So make sure that you practice a little bit your like minion mechanics around minions, the mechanics that were shown in the video. And I would say 10 maybe after like 10 games ideally. It depends how good you are at picking up a champion. If you're slower, then more. It really depends on the person, but I would say like play at least 10 games, then you can maybe like hop into a ranked, I would say. So that's it for now, guys. Have a nice day.